Well, one of the things that we do is we work with thousands of individuals every month that are looking to become self-sufficient. And certainly in this new career economy, there's millions and millions of people that are looking for career advice and career coaching. And it's not like it was in our parents' generation when they went to work for a company for 20 or 30 years and retired with that absolute certainty that Social Security was going to be there for them and they were going to have a pension and the corporation was going to be their ticket to long-term wealth and equity. We certainly live in a very different world today. What with the companies that have downsized and right-sized and continued to make changes in their workforce, for people to really build long-term wealth and equity, they really need to look at becoming self-sufficient.
Well, let me start with, we're a pretty experienced franchisor in Canada, and we're new to the US. So we knew how to sell franchises, we knew the development process pretty well. And we brought in Brian and his team at the Entrepreneur Source to really help us tweak and modify our program. Some things that were working in Canada weren't working in the US. And I'll be honest with you, after working with Brian and his team for 4 months, I mean, they have completely schooled us on franchise development. We thought we knew what we were doing. We were very successful with what we were doing, but they showed us an entirely new way of tweaking all of our systems to the point where I felt schooled after sitting down with his team for about a month.
You know, in the coaching program, we learned the language of TES and of FSBI in general. So it really helped our inside salespeople, our franchise developers, sync with the coaches. Really, we found ourselves resonating. We're on the same wavelength, and we're able to connect and collaborate on candidates like we never could before.
I think so far working with the Zor Mastery is giving us a plan to follow. We've had a process in the past, but giving us a plan to follow. We have an RD program, so it's giving our RDs a very set path for them in which to follow in the sales process, along with our 9-step sales process.
The education we received over the past several months has been more than we've received over the prior 2 years getting into franchising.
And what we do with the Entrepreneur Source is we help literally thousands of people, and we walk them through a coaching process that helps them identify what they want that business to do for them. And once we have a better understanding of that, and more importantly, they have a better understanding of that, then we can show them business models that have the potential to meet their goals, needs, and expectations.
Some of the changes we made really started with our franchise development process. So we had a process that had been working pretty well for us for 5 years. And Brian and his team really came in and we call it love is in the details, really started to allow us to put more detail in each of the steps of the system. So we changed our market study review process. It was much too lengthy. It was taking too long for one of our franchise prospects to go through. So ultimately, by changing various stages of our franchise sales process, we've been able to significantly reduce our days to close metric, which is a pretty key metric in franchising.
You know, Express is certainly a legacy company, been around for 30 years. And so what we're able to do is retain our culture and the continuity of the Express message, but sort of move it into the modern day. So we're able to change up the delivery mechanism. So we brought in specifically online self-guided tours. We were able to eliminate a lot of paper and move to a digital environment. And all of those changes really helped accelerate the sales process, but also connect with candidates in the way that they prefer to be communicated to these days.
When we committed to the Zor Mastery program, it was in conjunction, the timing was perfect because we were creating a new 9-step sales process internally for our RDs. So we implemented the RD new sales 9-step training process along with the Zor Mastery at the same time. So it was a perfect integration. So right now the Zor Mastery along with our new 9-step process is being integrated and coached at the same time. So it's worked out quite well for the RDs.
Again, just working one-on-one with the coach has been phenomenal for us, and realizing our gaps and how we could fill those gaps and how we need to move forward. has been just a great experience for us. And we feel that it's really put us in a position to start to grow the company like we've needed to.
So when we work with our franchise partners and they receive a client from us, they're getting somebody that has gone through a complete coaching process and has a pretty clear idea of what they want that business to do for them. And in fact, it's so unique because 95% of our clients wind up discovering an opportunity that they never would have considered or had previously dismissed.
So Brian works with my entire team, and then I'm on a call with him once a week. And on that call, he gives me his expert advice, his expert opinion, and over the months I've come to so value that opinion that he is the expert. The Entrepreneur Source is the expert at franchise sales. I'm not. So it's so nice to work with a team and someone like Brian who, that's what they do. They're in franchise sales. So I know when he gives me his perspective on what's working or not working within our system, I know I can trust that. And he has become a highly trusted and valuable source to me as the CEO of my company.
I think anyone who wants to play in the major leagues, if we take baseball for example, you need a batting coach. Well, ZorSource coaching is like the batting coach for the major leagues. So it really took the Express story and helped us punch it up in a way that resonated with candidates. So if you want to increase your sales, you certainly should connect with ZorSource coaching.
Everyone really behind in the Zor Mastery program since we committed has really been, I think, an advocate for us. Brian Miller especially, who came to our corporate office for 2 days for the training and worked with RDs directly, personally reached out to some of the RDs that he thought he could help directly just based on the background they're bringing to the table and some of the obstacles that they were having. So reaching out and doing things like that above and beyond what we were doing and committed to the program, I think shows that they're fully supporting of us and the program and our commitment to them.
Communication, the transparency, really working together as an extended part of our team is what it feels like working with the coaches at TES.
And so one of the things that our franchise partners like about working with us the most is that when they receive a client from the Entrepreneur Source, that person is prepared, they're qualified, they're interested in validating their business model, and really it makes their job a lot easier. So that relationship between the Entrepreneur Source, that relationship between the client, and that relationship between the franchisor is very much a relationship where we're all working together for the same objective, and that is really to help see if that client can meet their income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity by an association with that franchisor.